Oh, this is interesting. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here today, man. Just getting this thing set up here. New Black Wall Street Book Club, making this thing happen. Um, Good morning to you. Just getting everything set up, guys. We'll get started in just a second, man. We'll be actually getting into my book. This will be the first time I think that I read it publicly. So we'll be going through this over the next week or so, about 2 weeks. Today we'll start the New Black Wall Street, the Black Billionaires Club, and then tomorrow we'll get back into our savings challenge, and then we'll pick back up on the Black Billionaires Club Thursday and Friday. So give me just a second, guys, as I make this thing happen. Good morning to you, Mr. Miller. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, got that going. Cool little look. Cool little look here. All right, there we go. Hey, man, thanks so much for joining. Good morning to you, Miss Goodrich. Good morning, good morning. Go ahead and say good morning, guys. Hello. How are you guys doing? Let me know where you're connecting from. We're broadcasting here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Of course, as you guys may know already, we do have a goal. We're trying to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So if you have not gone over to YouTube already, found ERGJ Enterprises and hit that subscribe button. That would be very much appreciated. Hey, man, time to get this show on the road, man. We let everybody know that we're here, man. We're going to get this thing crack-a-lacking, New Black Wall Street Book Club. You guys know what time it is, man. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. Yeah, we all just come together. There's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Hey, man, grand rising to you, billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. If you put in a book, we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. Today's a very special day because we'll actually be starting to go through this book that I wrote 2 years ago as we feature the Black wealth, the wealth that represents our culture, our people. I said to myself, hey, man, we need to know who it is that has done great things, how they've done it, so we can have something to inspire us to do great things as well. So we'll actually be starting to go through that book here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. New Black Wall Street Book Club, which is the Black Billionaires Club. And I just truly believe, guys, that if you want to be wealthy, you should study wealthy people. That's right, man. As we journey through our time here today, man, you might as well go and pick you up a copy. You can simply go to the website at theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com to pick you up a copy here today. It's available in hard copy, also in ebook. You also can get it in French in ebook and also audiobook as well. Man, pick up your copy of the Black Billionaires Club, how they built their wealth, so you can begin your study, right? It's a study. That you study, you learn, and then you apply. So you get the knowledge, you turn it into a wisdom by doing what the Black billionaires have done. so you can have similar success in your life. Check out theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. While I'm talking about the website, might as well show you a little bit about it while you're here. Of course, again, it's right down here. You want the book, go ahead and buy now. Available in the ebook as well. We do have a Billionaires Club that I'll talk about later on today that you can choose to join. Join the club today so you can not do it by yourself, but do it a group that's actually going down that avenue themselves. Today's sponsor, guys, is being brought to you by Big Sis Media. That's right, Big Sis Media. Everything that I do here at ERGJ Enterprises is powered by Big Sis Media. So when you see all my flyers, my websites, things like that, Big Sis Media has helped us to do that. So go ahead and check them out. It's a Black woman-owned company. It's a full-service creative design agency with tools to help clients communicate with audiences through visual and digital media. They're there to watch over your most critical creative needs like a Big Sis would. Man, check out the website at bigsismediagroup.com, bigsismediagroup.com. Here's what I found, guys, that I don't have to do it all by myself. Here's what I do. I connect with people that can do what I don't do, and I pay them to do it. That way you get phenomenal product, right, which is not all done by myself. So connect with those that can help you in areas that you need help. In the area of digital design, creative design, man, Big Sis Media is a big sis, like a big sis would. Good morning to you guys, man. Thanks so much for joining us. While you guys are connecting, let us know where you're connecting from. What city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country. We're broadcasting here live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook from our studios here in Decatur, Georgia. That's right, Decatur, where it's greater. We'd like to know how far our reach is this morning. How many people woke up this morning and say, you know what, we're going to start the day off. We're going to start our day off getting some good literature, setting our mind right, and doing this thing that they say that we don't do, which is read. That's right, man. Black folk do read right here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Miss Everett Goodrich over at Facebook, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining. Boston, Massachusetts, representing Mr. Consistent himself. Good morning to you. Out of Tennessee, Mr. Ryan Scott out of Texas. Thanks so much for joining us. Miss Newman out of Georgia. Thanks so much for joining us. Miss Tiffany, thanks so much for joining us out of Georgia. Thanks so much for being here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Well, guys, hey, here's the deal. I do have a goal, man. Hit that like button and share button if you care. Hit that like button and share button if you care. I do actually have a goal that I'd like for you guys to help me reach. That's right. I'm actually looking to increase my my subscribers on YouTube to 1,000 subscribers. Currently about 700 or so. So we're going to go on a campaign this year to get this thing done. The reason why, man, you can do something for free, which is actually hit a little button on the screen. And when you do that, it helps us to get to our magic number. When we get to that magic number, then we can actually start to have YouTube pay for our content so that you don't have to. So the question is, will you be willing to help a brother out? Would you be willing to do something that costs you nothing, but can actually help someone, right, to continue to do what they do to provide content to our community that's helpful, which I consider to be pleasurable, helpful, and all that good stuff, man. Good quality content, positive content. We say we want it, but will we do something that's for free to help it stay and continue? And that's how you can actually, I'm not asking you to pay for nothing. Just ask you to go to YouTube, ERGJ Enterprises, hit the subscribe button, and then voila, you have done your part to help us out here for ERGJ Enterprises. Well, guys, we are going to begin our day with our daily motivations for African-American success. That's right, daily motivations for African-American success. This is a book written by a black man, one of the most renowned black authors of our day. His name is Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. So whenever you see that name, guys, I'm telling you, you want to pick up any of his literature, great literature for us here to continue to inspire us and get us moving. Today's title is, I call it, Ideas Are Powerful. Everybody put that in the comments below. Ideas are powerful. That's right. Ideas are powerful. Now, if you know anything about ideas, everything starts with an idea. It's something that you can say is given to you by God himself. Something for you to do, something for you to accomplish, something for you to participate in. But I found that so many people, they have the ideas, but they choose not to participate in their own prosperity by walking out that which was given to them by their creator. And so ideas are powerful. But here's the deal. They're powerless with no action. Right now, I want you to think about something that you know you've been given, a task, or something to complete, something for you to do, the next step, whatever that is, and ask yourself, why are you procrastinating on your own prosperity? That's right. Why would God give you something to do, something to accomplish, the next step to the next task, the next step, if it was not going to lead you to prosperity? Or why would he even waste his time giving you, telling you, instructing you, guiding you, if it was not going to lead you to prosperity, wealth in every area of your life? And as we get into our book today, our main title, the Black Billionaires Club, we're going to find that the Black billionaires, what they do is they act on their ideas and they bring them into reality. Here's our quote of the day. It comes from a John H. Johnson, the founder, Black man, of Johnson Publishing Company. He says this, and I quote, "It's not what the dream is, it's what the dream does. It's not what the dream is, it's what the dream does. What will your dream accomplish? Who will your dream benefit or help? It's not what the dream is, it's what the dream does." Let's get right to this thing, man. Our motivation for today on January 14th, 2020. Let's read. During his campaign to become Seattle's first Black mayor, Norman Rice told a frenzied crowd, "There's nothing more powerful than an idea. No weapon can destroy it. No power can conquer it. An idea is power. Ideas rule the world. An idea even built the universe. A single idea, the sudden flash of thought, may be worth millions of dollars. And one trained mind can be the sponsor of a momentous plan. The real idea is a power in your consciousness just waiting for the miracle birth. The real ideas are in your consciousness just waiting for the miracle of birth. One idea can change the world. Johnny Coleman changed the world in her lifetime by presenting humanity with the idea of a higher spiritual existence. Nelson Mandela changed the world by forcing a nation to adhere to the principle of personal freedom. The Reverend Barbara Harris changed the world with the idea that peace and harmony conquers all. Mary McLeod Bethune changed the world by transforming a world of ignorance and poverty into one of self-respect, personal excellence, and achievement. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X changed the world as they forced a nation to come to grips with its commitment to freedom. And you too can change the world by giving birth to the many ideas that you harbor within. Dare what no person will dare. Seek to accomplish what no individual will attempt. Open up the channels between your mind and the creative force, and there is no limit to the good that will come pouring in. Concentrate your thoughts and ideas, and abundance will come flooding down. What you need, what mankind needs, is one good idea. Now, how many of you guys would agree that you've had plenty of good ideas come into your life? You've had plenty that you may not have acted upon. You've seen plenty go by the wayside. I tell you that my life really began to take a turn when I made the decision that I would never let another good idea pass me by. I'm not just let it move on without giving it some type of energy in my life. And I think that's the state of going from being unconscious to conscious, consciously and intentionally putting in some effort with the ideas that God himself has given me. How about you? The author says here that you can change the world by giving birth to the many ideas that you harbor within. That you harbor within. Well, I would say, beautiful people, on this wonderful morning, it's time for you to it's time for some action. It's time for some action. I'll tell you that you'll stay where you are, no matter where you are, until you begin to work on your ideas. Work on the things that God is giving you to help you to be prosperous, to help you to build wealth, to help you. That's exactly what I believe they're there for. Plenty of ideas. And here's our affirmation of the day, guys. Here's where you want to allow the good word, right? The power of life and death is in the tongue. And so we speak life into our life by using words of affirmation. And so it's an opportunity for you and I to be intentional of filling our conscious mind by repeating something over and over again until it brings forth a harvest into your life. These are called seeds of thought. Seeds of thought. And what you think about, you bring about. That's right, man. What you think about, good, bad, or indifferent. What you think about, you bring about. What you spend your day thinking about, you bring about. Here's our affirmation of the day, beautiful people. Repeat after me. Let's get it. Today, I will record all of my ideas. My ideas are power. Man, our affirmation of the day again, let's repeat it again. Repeat after me. Today, I will record all of my ideas. My ideas are power. Man, oh man, oh man. I think this is an affirmation, man, we probably need to repeat every day. Of course, we're going to get a new one every day. But hey, this might be one you might want to put up on that mirror and remind yourself that you have a beautiful mind. Everybody put in the comments below, I got a beautiful mind. That you have a beautiful mind. Affirmation of the day, again, we'll do it one last time for the people in the back, the people in the way back. Repeat after me. This time, say it with some conviction, like you really, really mean it, so you begin to make the changes in your thought process. Repeat after me. Today, I will record all of my ideas. My ideas are power. My ideas are power. Ideas are powerful. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. Daily Motivations by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. Well, beautiful people, that was our affirmation appetizer to really set the stage for what we'll be covering today in our main text, which is near and dear to my heart. It's the book that I wrote, the Black Billionaires Club. And so we'll begin to actually go through this book. It's a book of 12 Black billionaires of today who are still alive today. So I want to make sure that you understand that these people are still alive. If you haven't got your copy already of the book, it's something that I recommend that you keep in your library, not just for you, but for the next generation and the next generation. A part of, I believe, the inheritance that you'll leave to your children's children will be the books that you read. Let me repeat that again. A part of the inheritance that you will leave to your children's children will be the books that you read. And if you think about it, you say, well, hey, one of the areas that our community seems to be lacking in this thing called the wealth gap is actually wealth. And what better way to begin to lift up or to bridge that gap than to first read about wealth, and then number two, begin to apply what we have read so we can build wealth. The Black Billionaires Club, a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. Book that I wrote back in 2017. Of course, some things have changed up until this point, but still a very, very quality book that I recommend that you add to your library to be able to share not only with yourself, but that next generation so that they know that there is possibility. See, we may look at wealth from maybe from a sports and entertainment standpoint, But when we go through this book, you're going to see that that's not even the tip of the iceberg, guys. That's normal. That's rich. I'm talking about wealthy, uber wealthy Black folk that live today. That, hey, let's just get into it. The Black Billionaires Club. Of course, you can pick up the book by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. But my first time actually going through this entire book for the public audience. It's been 3 years, almost 3 years, so why not? So you guys get a feel of what we got going on here today. Let's start with our introduction to the book. Man, this is gonna bring like nostalgia. I'm gonna read my own book, man. I tell you, to the public, that's right. I mean, introduction, man. If I were to ask you, who are the richest people in the world? If I were to ask you, who are the richest people in the world, your answers would probably be like Bill Gates or a Warren Buffett or a Mark Zuckerberg. If I were to ask you who are the richest Black people in the world, would you be able to answer that question? Do you know that they even exist? This book is a study. Everybody put in console in capital letters, study. This book is a study of the 12 of the richest Black people in the world. We'll embark on a journey to learn how to earn our way to prosperity by standing on the shoulders of giants. The giants of Black wealth have already come before us. People like Reginald Lewis, Mansa Musa, Madam C.J. Walker are historical giants who can be found in your local library. The Black economic giants of today can be found on the following pages. Only 12 of the 2,043 billionaires in the world today are Black. We will count down the 12 Black billionaires and uncover how they built their wealth. Remember this: if you want to be wealthy, do what wealthy people do. Are you ready? Let's build. Let's build. Absolutely, guys. That's right, man. Ms. Goodrich, thanks so much. Good morning to you. Ms. Downing, Ms. Lovey Haas, good morning to you. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Ms. Jennifer Almanor, Black Billionaires Club, the Black Billionaire number 12. So we're going to do a countdown to the Black Billionaire number 12. His name is Mr. Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim. At the time of his writing, his net worth was $1.14 billion. His time of his writing, his net worth was $1.14 billion. So we transcended from millionaire to billionaire status, and I've upped my goal from millionaire to billionaire as well. Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim, let's go through his billionaire breakdown, or his bio, his billionaire bio from Mr. Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim. So he's the founder of a Celltel International mobile phone company that served Africa and the Middle East. He also founded MSI, which was a consultancy and software company. He's also the founder of the Mo Ibrahim Foundation, which focuses on fighting corrupt leadership in Africa, which is a nonprofit. He's the majority shareholder of Satya Capital, which invests in African businesses. He's a member of the Africa Regional Advisory Board of London Business School. His members of the board also includes Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, International Crisis Group, Oversight Board, and National Resources Charter. Dr. Ibrahim has pledged to give at least half of his wealth to charity by joining the Giving Pledge. For those that don't know, the Giving Pledge is something that was started by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, who said, man, we've amassed all of this wealth throughout the years. We're going to put together a pledge and get other billionaires or wealthy people to pledge to give half of their wealth back to society. What they have built, they know they can't take it with them, so they pledge to give half of it back. So Mr. Dr. Ibrahim, Mohammed Ibrahim, his billionaire breakdown, how he built his wealth, how he built his wealth. So Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim taught undergraduate telecommunication courses at Thames Polytechnic, which is now called the University of Greenwich, in the early 80s. He also worked for British Telecom and later became a technical director for Cellnet. In 1989, he founded the consultancy and software company MSI. His company helped the cellular industry design their networks before the industry shifted focus to mobile phones in the late 90s. In 1998, MSI reorganized their corporate structure and spun off MSI Cellular Investments, which later renamed to Celltel, Africa's mobile operator. In 2000, MSI was bought by the Marconi Company. MSI had 800 employees who owned approximately 30% of the stock at the point of its sale. In 2005, he sold Celltel to Kuwait's mobile telecommunications company for $3.4 billion and profited $1.4 billion. When he sold Celltel, it had over 24 million mobile phone subscribers in 14 African countries. In 2006, Dr. Ibrahim used his profits to set up Mo Ibrahim Foundation to focus on the critical importance of governments and leadership in Africa. The foundation publishes the Ibrahim Index of African Governance, an annual report of the quality of governance in all 54 African countries. The foundation also offers scholarships for both master and postgraduate African students. In 2007, the foundation initiated the Mo Ibrahim Prize for Achievement in African Leadership, which celebrates African executive leaders who have developed their countries as well as strengthened democracy and human rights for their people. The Mo Ibrahim Prize awards $5 million over 10 years and $200,000 per year for life thereafter. So those who win this award in Africa for doing right end up getting paid for life, which is pretty cool. Now, that's the breakdown of Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim. It's very difficult to find all information on these people because everything isn't recorded, but I did my best. Now, here's one of the reasons why I wrote this book. As a study, which means something to learn. And I want to ask you right now, as this brief bio, what did you learn about Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim that could help you to build wealth as well? I'll tell you, one of the very first things that spoke to me as I was researching and learning more about our Black billionaires is this. He built a company, right? And in building that company, he built it to success where he could then sell it. This is what happens in business, right? People sell their businesses. He profited the money and then used that money to set up and establish his nonprofit organization. Now, most people that I come across, they try to do it the opposite. They try to build a nonprofit, which makes no money, and then they find themselves struggling to run what they want to do to be able to aid and help society. Well, I think I've learned from this billionaire thoughts, build a for-profit which would fund or finance my nonprofit. This is called a billionaire strategy. And so he's not in a position that he has to go and beg especially in Africa, I don't know how it works in their government, where he has to go and beg for grants and loans, which is probably all good. It probably comes in anyway. But he basically financed his own mission, his own nonprofit, through building his for-profit first. Now, what did the for-profit do? Well, the for-profit, it provided a service that people valued, right? And that service was of such high demand and people valued it so much that it turned into a $3.4 billion company, which was in telecommunications. And at this time was the rise of the mobile phone. At this time was the rise of subscriptions to mobile phone service. And he was at the right place at the right time with the right business in the right country, serving most of Africa with mobile phone service. He didn't use that to sell, to partner, to make more money, because he had a bigger fish to fry than just building this company up, which was absolutely phenomenal. And then he turned it into a nonprofit. One of the other things that I picked up as well was that he was in a business, right, which he actually, let's just say, he was very knowledgeable about, right? He taught, also studied telecommunications as a college professor. He then took what he had learned, turned it into a business. So he built the business based off of his knowledge, based off of what he had learned. And he stayed in his lane. Everybody put in the console, stay in your lane. He stayed in his lane. His lane was telecommunications. He taught it. He built a business on it. That business grew and developed to a $3.4 billion company. He profited $1.4 billion, and then he started his nonprofit, which was self-funded. It may have other funds coming in at this point, but at that time, he built his own nonprofit from the sale of his for-profit business, and then he was in a position to be able to offer scholarships, to be able to reward those who did well in his country. And he also has joined the Giving Pledge. He has a heart of charity. Now, this is very different than what many people may believe about wealthy people. They tend to believe that they're, like a Scrooge or something like that. But this particular brother has a heart of charity. He has a heart to give back. He has a heart to make a difference. Why else would he have created a nonprofit to make sure that his country, right, defended human rights and decency of its very own people? What's going on, ITW Investments over Instagram? Good morning to you, man. Coach Carvel Bailey, good morning to you as well over at Instagram. Thanks so much. Now, what else I've done is I've added to the book some terminology, because it really is a book that I thought about, like teenagers and elementary students, so that they can have some terminology as well to understand what something is. So a stock was mentioned in this breakdown. So what a stock is a share in the ownership of a company. Businesses raise capital through the issue of shares. So we see this happen all the time. We now see it in what we would consider to be cooperative economics or crowdfunding. We see that now as well. So a stock is the ownership of a company. Now, here's the interesting thing about this as well, is that because they issue stock, 30% of his employees actually own stock. So even if you work for a company right now, you work at a job, and that job has what they consider to be stock options, then I would encourage you to take advantage of it. Because what could happen in the future is your company that you work for, which is offering you stock options, which may be a part of your retirement benefits, they might get sold later on in life. And then your options or your stock options that you own could be worth way more than they were when you acquired them. And so not only did he build a company, but he provided opportunity for his employees to share in the profits of that company. And when he sold off that company, he got $1.4 billion, but it's the employees or the owners of the stock within that company itself also got paid. So sometimes you can be with the right company, may not necessarily get the billionaire status, but it can increase your wealth by actually participating in profits. Next, we use the word governance. For those that don't know what that is, governance is the establishment of policies and continuous monitoring of their proper implementation by the members of the governing body or an organization. So it's establishment of policies or laws or ways in which to do things. Okay? Ways in which to do things. Spinoff was also used. Spinoff is the creation of an independent company through the sale of an existing business or a parent company. And so he spit off, there was a spinoff from his MSI days to Cellular Investments. So he basically sold the company, and then he created an independent company from that sale as well. Next, we use the word equitable. Equitable. Equitable just simply means to be fair and impartial. To be fair and impartial. Next word that we have here, we use the word A scholarship, which many of us know, but I wanted to make sure that the students know, that your children knew this word. Scholarship is a grant or a payment made to support a student's education awarded based on academic or other achievement. A grant or a payment made to support a student's education awarded based on academic or other achievements. Next, we had the giving pledge. We'll see this throughout this book, the giving pledge. Quite a few of the Black billionaires have agreed to participate in the giving pledge. It's a commitment by the wealthiest individuals and families across the globe to donate most of their wealth to philanthropy. So this giving pledge, those that now we can look this up and see who all has made a commitment to do this, but these are the wealthiest people of our land, of the world, who have decided to make contributions to better the world. So this really kills the idea that all wealthy people are shrewd. They're not. A lot of wealthy people are actually helping to make the world a better place. Now, the use of those funds and all that stuff could be misappropriated and all that stuff. But Mr. Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim, the 12th richest black person in the world, has made a commitment to donate to philanthropy. Now, what's philanthropy, you might ask? Well, that's the desire to promote the welfare of others, expressed especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. Philanthropy is the desire to promote the welfare of others. To me, that says, it's a big word, unselfish. To think more of others than you do of yourself, to be your brother's and your sister's keeper, to be able to help in ways that you may not necessarily do physically, but you fund the causes that others might do the work. The desire to promote the welfare of others, expressed especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. Shareholder was the next word, and that's just simply an owner of shares in a company, goes with stock. And then I think that's the last word that I used, was a board member. A board member. So a board member is a group of individuals that are elected to oversee the activities of a corporation or an organization. A group of individuals that are elected to oversee the activities of a corporation or organization. Now, billionaires, this was actually going over billionaire number 12. And I think what I'll do is I'll probably try to cover two at a time. So when we come back on Thursday for this book, I'll go over number 11 and number 10. I think that'll be best use of our time. Real short, real quick stories about individuals. But this is Black Billionaire number 12. And hopefully you've taken some things away. I definitely did in writing the book. I definitely did. And also reading the book, as I don't just read to read, I read to study and gain knowledge and then to implement some things into my life. And hopefully you do the same as well. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. If you put it in a book, like Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro, if you put it in a book, like Black Billionaires Club, the study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth, then we absolutely will find it. Again, the Black Billionaires Club is simply a book that you can pick up by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. If you like Black Billionaire number 12, then make sure you tune back in with us. So we go over number 11 and number 10, all the way up to number 1. Net worths change over time because of differences in society and all that stuff. But it's to just give you, again, a general idea and a good starting point for your own studies, as we have billionaires that are Black who live today. And so it's not something that we're like, oh, you know, good, Madam C.J. Walker, oh, Mansa Musa, all these people that have passed away, which is great. But how about we start to look at those who are here today, who we can lean on, who we quite possibly might be able to meet one day, the Black Billionaires Club, and how they built their wealth. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. your takeaway from the New Black Wall Street Book Club as we continue to go along in through Black literature. It's also an opportunity for others. Maybe you've written a book. And you're like, man, I'd like to get a little exposure. I think the book that I wrote would be great for this type of broadcast. We do also have a podcast that you can check out on any platform at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. That's right, the New Black Wall Street Book Club. But yeah, just a wonderful time, and we'll continue along. Tomorrow, guys, what we'll do is we'll be continuing our 52-week savings challenge and continue to go through the book, the richest man in Babylon. That's not a Black authored book, but I think it's relevant for our time. Is hopefully you're starting your year out by actually saving money this year if you did not last year. But yeah, let's continue that journey as we continue to fill our bank accounts by discipline, commitment, time, and focus. That's right, discipline, commitment, time, and focus. Well, beautiful people, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in today's episode. And I want you to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got a little computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street Book Club.